it was pretty disturbing to watch.
She was beating the poop out of him.
Report her to the cops. Instead, he was going to use that video as some form of evidence or insurance in case she was ever to return to the apartment.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I believe in sending people to jail. I'm sorry. I believe in sitting there sending people to jail and do not pass go and collect your $200.
What is your cause? Please enlighten our audience. What do you want?
Hi, y'all. I'm back with another banger for y'all young boys today, man. And hey, man, I'm back with another special video for y'all young boys today. So today we're reacting to another Spark Z VZN. So today we react to another Spark Z BZN video, man. We react to My Roommate's Girlfriend Was a Menace animated story time. Alright. We already reacted to some of his videos before. He's a really cool guy and everything, bro. And I always enjoy his videos and his stories. So I'm ready to sit there and get to it. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if y'all new to my channel and his channel. And let's get to it, y'all.
She's yelling, she's throwing a temper tantrum, which then leads to her putting hands on him. He shows me the video of the altercation, and it was pretty disturbing to watch.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie. No type of domestic violence is okay, man or female. I don't know why people sit there and like minimize when women put their hands on men, but it can be just as effective or even more effective than a man putting their hands on someone, because they can sit there and do a lot more with it. A lot less people are willing to believe that that's actually happening, and it's a sad situation. You would think that, like, oh yeah, because he's a man, it's not going to happen, or he could just throw her off. But like, not all people are the same, or not all people get active like that, man or woman. You know, it's not easy to get out of those situations, so I never minimized that.
So it's senior year of college and I'm moving apartments, because I was living about 20 minutes away from campus at the time, and I just thought it was time for change. It was time for a new scenery. So I decided I'm going to be moving closer to campus, and the reason was because that's where all the action was. The parties, the clubs, just pretty much every debauchery thing college students indulge in, you would find that closer to campus. So I wanted to be within walking distance so I can experience it to the fullest. And
that's the only thing about moving off campus. When you move off campus, like, you basically kind of like separate yourself from a college life, and you feel like you miss everything. Whereas if you live on campus, you know everybody, you see everybody. You can just walk to class and go to the cafe. You can go to like the student lounge and everything and just be a part of the community. It's really cool being on campus, but the dorms is not it. Like, with the rats and the roaches and the people that smell like booty funk, like, you don't want to be in the dorms. Trust me.
As I lived off campus, I was pretty much hindered, and I was on a time constraint because I had to move accordingly with the apartment's shuttle schedule, and sometimes the last shuttle comes in early and I have to catch it, or else I'm going to be stuck with no way to get home.
I'm glad
now,
I never
all
took
this
the
has
shuttle.
absolutely nothing to do with the story, but I just thought I should mention. So it was going to be me, my brother, and our friend Chase living together. Now, Chase was more of a friend of my brother's than he was mine, but I'd met him a couple of times, so I didn't really mind him living with us. But what I didn't know was he was going to be bringing his girl to be living in the apartment with us. I had no idea of this, but I couldn't say much because he is technically an equal tenant of the apartment, and he can pretty much do whatever he wants. We're gonna call his girl
I guess.
Now, at first glance, Kelly and Chase seem to have a normal relationship. They kind of look like they enjoyed being around each other. But that perfect
till the sun sets and then she turned into Mr. Hyde. And that's basically what he say.
Harmonious image didn't really last, because not too long after that, it felt like they took a 180. They were going at each other's necks what seemed like every day. Just
and he paying bills?
Going at it, pretty much causing disruption throughout the whole apartment. And to be honest, I didn't intervene in their relationship like that, because I didn't really know Chase like that. Didn't want to step on any toes. So I didn't really have no grounds to stand on to like intervene and, you know, add my 2 cents or whatever. My brother, on the other hand, he tried to calm the situation down. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. When it did, it only lasted for like a day, and they're right back at it. So
you ain't about to be cursing me out in my crib. Like, that's crazy to me. You cursing me out where I pay bills? I pay all the bills? You not even a tenant. You don't even live here. You gonna be coming up in my place and then messing up my mental peace and everything. You got me messed all the way up. I don't even know why he was arguing with her. Like, I honestly don't. Like, at a certain point, like, I would have said, you know, like, hit the road, Jack. Hit the road, Jack. You don't gotta come back either. Like, you really don't. I changed the locks and everything. Like, you don't have to sit there and let her in. Like, that's crazy to me that he was arguing with her in his place. Like, I would have just sit there and said, you know what? I don't even feel like arguing. Go ahead, get home. Go home. Go home and don't come back right now.
Just lost causes. Fast forward about a month into the semester, all of a sudden Chase had to pick up and leave because he had this internship he had to attend to. He was going to be gone for about 2 months.
Nice.
And the internship was overseas. So him leaving meant we were going to be stuck with Kelly. And man, was it rough.
She don't pay no
I don't
bills.
really remember much
right?
of the shenanigans that happened, but one moment really sticks out to me, and I have tried to burn this out of my memory. So I'm walking into the bathroom one day, and I'm going to go wash my hands. So I'm washing my hands. You know, I'm trying to get it nice and clean. And I look on the floor, and I see Kelly's underwear filled with a substance that usually happens with women at a particular time in the month. I'm not trying to get too graphic. I remember being disgusted, irritated, and just uncomfortable, but those were just the kind of things she did. She really never picked up after herself. Now, to be fair, it wasn't like living with Chase was like a walk in the park, because I remember this one time I come out of my room randomly and I see 3 random dudes on the couch smoking weed and doing other questionable things, and that was annoying. So living with both of them exactly wasn't a walk in the park.
No, she would have got a knock on the door. Alright, bro, you gotta go. Like, your man out here, and I understand, like, you know, you his company, you his number 2 and things of that nature, bro, but you don't pay no bills here and nothing like that. You really don't. You don't pay no bills. You don't sit there. You're not even supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here, and then you leaving like stuff like that, your doodle drawers and your stuff like that in the bathroom. Like, you leaving your drawers and everything that has other substances inside, and that's we can't have that. Like, I don't get that. I don't know why people don't have the common courtesy. I'm not gonna sit there and act like I'm the cleanest, most considerate person in the world, bro. But come on, you gotta have some tact or something like that, man.
Anyways, fast forward, eventually Chase gets back from his internship, and me and my brother, we received him with open arms.
I would have jacked him up and said, why'd you leave us with her?
Not only because, you know, we missed him, but because now Kelly would go back to being his problem and we wouldn't have to deal with her. We were genuinely excited about that. So it must have been a couple of days after Chase got back that he and Kelly got into another argument. Now, in full transparency, I wasn't present when this argument took place, so I'm not really sure what it was about. But it must have been serious. Well, more serious than the ones they usually had. Because Chase got kicked out of the apartment. As a matter of fact, he got escorted out of the apartment. So apparently, Kelly had gone to the courts to request a restraining order. Now, what for? I don't know, but she must have done a bang-up job in convincing the judge that she needed one. Because according to Chase, he said he did not do anything to her, but I wasn't there, so I don't know. But at the time, I wouldn't put it past her to make something up to kick Chase out of spite. I'm just being honest. So with Chase being kicked out, me and my brother start realizing the possibility of living alone with Kelly again. There was a plan that had to be made.
Yeah, she must be paying bills, man. I thought when he originally said all this, I thought he sat there and said it was those 3, and then his girlfriend was just living with him, as in, like, you know, she's just his company or something like that. But regardless, bro, like, this is crazy. I don't even know why he let it get this far. But you know what? It'd be the after effect. After the arguing and all. It'd be after the arguing and all the things of that nature. It'd be the makeup, bro. When they sit there and they make your favorite food. They rubbing your head. Sitting there telling you, I love you. I'm sorry. I was acting crazy. And then all the crazy stuff y'all be doing afterwards. Y'all know what I mean. I'm not going to get into details. You know what I mean. Like, all that makeup stuff that be making you want to stay in them crazy toxic situations. And you get used to it. Especially if you never had, like, a good relationship before. You probably get used to being in that toxic situation. So that's probably why he stuck around for so long. But still, bruh, he is a strong soldier. Because, let me tell you, man.
And was mostly done by my brother. To be honest, I don't
paid
even
bills,
remember where
bruh.
I was when this plan was being constructed. The plan was for my brother to go to Kelly and really convince her of how much Chase really cared for her. pretty much whispering sweet nothings to her on Chase's behalf and convincing her of how wrong he was and how sorry he is and how lost he is without her. Like really pulling out all the punches to make Chase look like a sympathetic figure. Now the intentions behind this was to tap into Kelly's emotions enough for her to feel some form of sympathy for Chase. Because let's remember, Chase was kicked out. He's living on the bench. He's sleeping on the bench. And we wanted to tap into that emotion where she can feel enough sympathy for Chase to rescind that restraining order, which she eventually did. But what I didn't know was when he got back access into the apartment, he was then going to go to the courts to request his restraining order on her.
Oh, they're crazy. Both of them crazy.
He was granted that restraining order, so Kelly was kicked out of the apartment, and we were never to see her again. Or so we thought. Because fast forward a couple of nights after, as I am walking back home, and yes, I was coming from the club, so I'm walking back home to the apartment as I get
Hey, he was playing chess though, I'm not gonna lie. He said, oh yeah, I thought I was gonna take her back. Psych! It was he got that, he Uno reversed her so fast. I'm not gonna lie, that was like big brain moves right there.
The apartment, I opened the door, and the first thing I see was the apartment looking like it had just been ransacked. It looked like we had been robbed. It was all a mess. Broken glass, tipped over trash, just a lot of confusion going on within that apartment. I'd be so heated, dog. But I look and I see Chase's door was cracked open with light streaking from the room, so I know he's around. I go to his room and I see him watching TV, just sat there. I go up to him and I asked him, what happened?
Good, bro?
Why is the apartment a mess? But I also noticed he had cuts and bruises around his face. God. He responds by saying he and Kelly had just gotten into a physical altercation. Bro, I was confused.
I'm so sorry, man.
I thought he had gotten a restraining order against her.
Get her arrested.
She didn't care too much about that because she decided to pop into the apartment that night with no care in the world. So apparently, while me and my brother were out for the night, Chase had brought over another girl into the apartment to hang out.
Ah, that's why.
While they were hanging out and going about
That'd do it. That would do it. That'd definitely do it. That'd do it. A crazy ex and seeing you with your new joint, that'd definitely do it. Yep, that explains it. Doesn't make it okay whatsoever, but that explains it. I was about to say, dang, what did he do that was so bad? Dang, like you did sit there, like make her put hands on him. You know what I'm saying?
Their business. I guess Kelly had popped in and obviously saw the other girl. She got pissed.
She shouldn't have been in the first place.
The girl got pissed, and she leaves, leaving Kelly and Chase together in the room. Now, I just want to make this clear: they were broken up at this point,
right?
But anyways, they're
and you got a restraining order
in the room. She gets mad. She's yelling. She's throwing a temper tantrum, which then leads to her putting hands on him. He did not hit back. As a matter of fact, he recorded the whole situation because I guess he just had the foresight to realize that the situation was going to escalate to a point that was going to be very intense. So he shows me the video of the altercation, and it was pretty disturbing to watch.
She was beating the poop out of him.
Report her to the cops. Instead, he was going to use that video as some form of evidence or insurance in case she was ever to return to the apartment.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I believe in sending people to jail. I'm sorry. I believe in sitting there sending people to jail and do not pass go and collect your $200. I believe in it. He should have sat there and gave it to the cops and sent her little butt to jail. Let her stew on her thoughts and her actions. Because she ain't going to put her hands on you no more. She going to put it on the next person. No, she need to go to jail. She need to have some consequences. She need to sit there and know that, like, no, you just can't get away with this no more. I believe in sending them to jail and do not pass go. That's exactly what he should have did. And she probably spun back at some point in his life. That's what I think. They always usually come back. Like I think she's going to call his bluff. That's my personal thing. Maybe she didn't, but those definitely she put her hands on someone else then.
Again, he just wanted to have that.
Unless someone Chris Breezy her, so which I don't condone at all.
And sure enough, it did work because I don't believe we ever saw her in the apartment again. And the state of the apartment for the first time in a long time was normal. Soon after, our lease was up, and me and my brother said we were not going to room with Chase anymore because we just went through a lot. So my brother and I eventually we find a new apartment and Chase goes his separate way.
As he should.
Still cool. So this is usually the point of the video where I would give you.
I mean, What's his point?
My moral of the story.
What's your
but
moral of
I'm
the story,
not
brother?
gonna do that this time.
Oh, no?
As some of you know, if you've been following my community tab, you would know that I recently gave my life to Christ. So
Aw.
in this part of the video, I'm gonna use my talents God has blessed me with to spread the gospel. Starting off with my intentions in moving closer to campus to participate in debaucherous activities, basically fulfilling the lust of my flesh. In Galatians chapter 6 verse 8, it says, "For the one who sows to his own flesh will from the flesh reap corruption, but the one who sows to the Spirit will from the Spirit reap eternal life."
Amen, brother. I'm glad you sat there and found God in your life and everything. I really am. But alright, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. But I ain't gonna lie, I told you I believe in sending people to jail. He should have sent her little butt to jail. I mean, he should have been like moved in with her like that anyway. Especially if they was arguing beforehand, especially, yeah, they should have never moved in together. And I'm glad he got out of that crazy situation. And I'm surprised that I'm surprised she didn't come back for more or something like that, because she was crazy enough to sit there and violate the protection order anyway. But I'm glad he okay, and I'm glad that y'all sat there and watched the video with me. But alright, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if y'all new to my channel and his channel. Both show us both some love, especially if you enjoyed everything. And leave a comment down below. I'm out, y'all. Peace.